So 6 years ago, I had it all. And 2 years later, I lost everything. My wife, we stopped talking to each other. We did curbside drop-off with kids, and I only saw my kids half the time. I hit rock bottom, right? It's rock bottom as you can get. So I started with my sleep. So I started looking at that saying, how can I make that better? Because I snored so bad, I pushed my wife into the other bed for years. In fact, it's one of the reasons my marriage fell apart.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, exactly. Most people don't realize that. It's bad. So my life is being held hostage by people sleeping. Now the light bulb went off in my head, and I thought, was it really that simple? Was it mouth breathing? Now, being an athlete my whole life, my coaches never taught me the amazing benefits of nose breathing and the dangers of mouth breathing. Okay, number one, when we breathe through our nose, we get more oxygen into our body. Most people think that's crazy because there's a one-for-one exchange of CO2 and oxygen. So when we keep our mouths shut, we're keeping a good level of CO2 in our body to be oxygenated. Pretty counterintuitive. Now, number two, our nose is a filter. It's actually filtering out all the crap, all the stuff in our nose. And we've inspired over hundreds of thousands of people all over the globe that join the Hostage State Army. Now, you see on the screen there, he just announced this on Tuesday. We are now the official sleep aid partner of UFC. Think about that. 2 years ago, we didn't exist. And now, we're partners with UFC. We're also partners with the Joe Rogan podcast. He's a big user. We're partners with Coach Gun. We're partners with the Aspire Tour that David Goggins goes around the country talking to. And Andy Elliott, the Elliott Army, I'm sure you've seen him, right, supporting all of our stuff. Now, we sleep a third of our lives, and statistically, most of us are mouth breathing when we sleep. There's 128 million households in the US, and over 71% of you and your clients are mouth breathing. That means most of your clients are getting terrible sleep. So think about how that is negatively impacting you today, your clients. And then what are you going to do to level up and change your life today? Probably the biggest question that I get from that is, I've got a beard, I've got a mustache, does it work well with all of that? And it does, right? It's very malleable, it fits over any kind of different bumps and hairs and things like that, whereas paper tape is really rigid, doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't fit over all the different imperfections that we have on our mouth. Now, the other product we have is what I'm wearing here, is a nose strip. I can't go on a run now without wearing a nose strip because I don't feel like I'm getting oxygen, because we really shouldn't be mouth breathing when we're working out, right? We should be keeping that mouth shut, nose breathing as much as we can, unless you're doing really hard sprints, things like that, okay? And then lastly, the other thing that we've got there is we've got our nasal sticks. So if you haven't tried that, try that out. It's got menthol, it's got some mint and peppermint in it. You suck that up your nose, opens it right up. You can just feel it. It feels really good. Now, I want to end on one final thing. Remember how I suddenly lost my family? Now that I'm the man, the leader, the father, and the partner that I'm proud to be on the stage today. So one day in curbside drop-off, my wife came up to the car. We had our first conversation in over 2 years. She then invited me into her house, and I was able to see my kid's bedroom. Again, for the first time in 2 years. The universe works in mysterious ways. My wife and I now sleep in the same bed again. Every once in a while I'll forget. She'll bump me and say, honey, put your tape on. Because my wife, my kids, and I, we're back together as a family.